I have never seen a game more insane than Ultrakill. There's the insanely great, the insane, the insanely well priced, the insanely well designed, and then there's Ultrakill. The craziest part is, the game's not even finished yet. There's still like half the game they still gotta add, and despite that, this game is still somewhere in my top 6.5 games of all time. If you haven't played it, you're either a fool, or it's not your kind of game. In which, why are you even on this video? There is not a thing, not a smidgen of a problem I have with the game that won't be fixed sooner or later. Before I talk about Ultrakill and why it's so good, I should talk about Doom. This game was the best movement shooter, and almost the best shooter on the market. I've tried other shooters like this, but honestly, none of them can even remotely compare to the power fantasy that Doom gives you. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, Ultrakill overshadows it in every way. Ultrakill is simply the faster, more responsive, more satisfying, funnier game. I have a love-hate relationship with games like these because they make great games, like Doom Eternal, feel like dog-ass to play. I'm sure this isn't the case for everyone, of course. I'm sure other people find Doom's gameplay loop more interesting than Ultrakill's, which, I'll admit, is just kill the enemies and then move on. In Ultrakill, you play as a robot named V1 going through hell after mankind goes extinct. You need blood. You were made to run off of blood. Who thought it was a good idea to make killer robots that run off of blood? That is just a recipe for the downfall of humanity. Hell is full of sinners, and sinners are full of blood. There's a lot more story than that, but most of it is optional and it's not even done yet. V1 is also a blank slate. He only has one thought throughout the entire game. V1 being a blank slate makes you feel like a badass, instead of making you feel like you're playing someone who's already a badass, if that even makes any sense. Tell you what, in Doom, you are playing as the Doom guy, a living legend. Same case with Halo. You feel the power trip of playing as the Master Chief. It's the whole really makes you feel like Batman shtick. But in Ultrakill, you're not playing as the V1, you're playing as a robot in a long line of robots who just wants blood. The power trip you're feeling isn't from a title or pre-rendered cutscenes. It's you stomping these lesser creatures into the ground. I'm pretty sure that's the reason for games like Katana Zero, I always think, that was awesome. And in Ultrakill, it's more like, I am awesome. Which is a power trip that feels a lot more raw than these other games. A big part of this is probably the movement. The movement is sickeningly good. All the weapons you would expect to have mobility built into them do. You also have a juice bar right below the health bar, referred to by boring people as the stamina bar. Each section equals one dash or half a dash cancel. It also comes with iframes, which don't come into play very often, or they might and I just don't notice. You can also jump infinitely high by jumping right after a slam. Sliding is in this game because why not? Jumping is a mechanic because it helps sometimes, but the real star of the show to me is the grapple hook. The grapple hook is one of 3 fist weapons. There is one for parrying, one for killing, and one for grappling. Small baby enemies get pulled towards you and the big men pull you towards them. The reason I like the grapple hook so much is how it is completely optional, and in all honesty, not really required in combat at all. Choosing not to use it isn't going to make you worse at combat either. That's one of the reasons I like this game so much. So many of the things are entirely optional. You can choose to be a boring gamer like Under the Mayo and just use the charge shot pistol because why not? Or you could do anything else. Not a single thing in this game is necessary. Everything is well balanced and equally powerful. Although part of this might be because the game isn't very hard to begin with. After all, I thought fists only was not much harder than a normal run. Take what I say with a grain of salt, as other reviews say that they had a harder time than I did, and also, the hard modes are not actually out yet. If you're playing on the recommended difficulty first playthrough, there is about, one hard boss. The difficulty is in no way a reason you should turn away from the game though. Games like Doom set the bar high for difficulty, and as long as you reach it, you're good. The replayability comes from trying to beat Doom on harder difficulties more consistently, until eventually you can do it without dying. Games like Ultrakill are not very hard, so the skill floor required is way lower, but it urges you to go higher. The way it does so is through the ranking system and getting that sweet, sweet golden border on every level. This also means that it's more welcoming to players who are new to FPS games. There are 3 requirements for the golden border. You need to find all the secrets, complete the challenge, and get the P rank. This is the second biggest reason I find the game so appealing. The easiest of the 3 is the P rank, so let's start there. In order to do this, you need to get an S rank on time, kills, and score. Also, you can't die. Time and kills are self-explanatory, but what about score? You have definitely noticed the style meter on the side of the screen. By doing cool things and using a variety of weapons, you get more points. Lovely. This is what incentivizes you to use other weapons other than the charge shot, mayo. This is a genuinely fun mechanic and a great addition. The other 2 requirements for this heralded golden border are secrets and challenges. The secrets are good secrets. If you love secret finding, this game is really good for you. Some of them are stinky poop when it comes to how to get them. Like, what the hell is this? There are secrets that aren't orbs too. There are 2 secret weapons, which are both tied for my favorite weapon. This, soap, which is a reference to dusk, and of course, the secret levels, which I don't want to spoil for you, but I can tell you that they are funny and cool and awesome too. Yeah. Finally, the challenges. These range from stupid easy to, well, a challenge. Some of them are actually super hard to do, such as not touching water in this level or doing a level in 60 seconds, which requires mastery of the level. I would also be remiss to not mention the presentation. What a cool looking game, holy! I was worried when I started that everything would look like this, because you know the stereotype for hell. Black and red everywhere. But the visuals surprised me, and kept doing so. The sound design is incredible. That is pure bliss, that sound effect is. The sound of the chain gun is responsive, the sound of enemies dying is cathartic, the sound of sliding. Ooh yeah. Which segues me beautifully into the tier list. Is it deserving of an S tier? No. S tier is like top 3 to 5 games. This game is not top 3 to 5 games, but it is definitely worth your money and time. It is a solid A tier, below Spelunky because Ultrakill isn't a challenge with a lot of more challenging post-game content. It is an easy game with a lot of difficult post-game content. Also, I'll buy Spelunky 2's soundtrack any day of the week, but no way am I spending more money on this game's soundtrack. Is it better than Alien Isolation though? Probably not. Alien Isolation is one of those games that I wish I could forget everything about just to play it again. So it has to be below that. Now, what about Doom? Well, of course it goes above Doom. I had a whole section of the video talking about how this game is so good it makes Doom suck. Even if they stand side by side on the tier list, there is a very large gap in quality between these 2. If this game piques your interest, I urge you to try it. Not before playing Hyper Light Drifter, of course. Okay, bye bye.